Well, hello and welcome. I know by Friday, normally you'd see me, waltzing into somebody's house to go and tell a grace to grass story. But you know what? I have something even more exciting for you. Now, how often don't you hear people say, you know what? I want to go to Germany to study something. I want to go on to Germany to do some business. Well, eventually Germany is down here. But we want to find out, what are they doing here? I have a fine gentleman and a fine lady in studio with an amazing story, really diverse. We are talking politics and education all mixed together. And guess what? You get to meet a DCE from Germany. You know how we love politicians. So I've had all my gossip behind the scenes and I'm going to share it with you. Folks, my name is Nana Sakwa. This is PM Express. When I come back, we're talking politics, education, and opportunity. Don't move. Well, hello, and thank you very much for staying. And I have a very, very interesting show for you today. And like I said, we're doing a bit of politics, we're doing a bit of education, and in between there, we are going to find opportunity, and we're going to collaborate between Ghana and Germany. And how is that? That's a beautiful one. Now, with me in studio is Dr. Professor Scott. Cornelia Scott. Now, at the moment, she has one fan in Germany. That's her husband, who's online streaming and watching. So she's.
I hope. If not, there'll be trouble.
So, Cornelia, you're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. It's great to be here as well. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And we like your outfit.
Perfect, thank you.
Your Friday wear.
I always go out like this on a Friday, even in Germany, if the weather permits.
Yeah? Is it? Okay, and then I have Markus Bauer, who is the Chief District Officer of the, help me.
Salzlandkreis.
There is an abbreviation for that, SLK.
SLK. It's a
district. You can say Saltland.
Saltland. It's a district. It's a district in Germany. It's a district in Germany.
It's a very nice district.
Beautiful district. And in that district is a beautiful university, University of Applied Science. Yes. And they're here with wonderful stuff. And that's what we're here to find. Now, this lovely lady, Dr. Professor Cornelia Stock, sitting next to me, is the Programs Director for MBA for International Trade. Now, those of you who follow this show, I am always fighting with international trade because I don't see how we can blend free market and international trade and stop dumping. So, somewhere in between the conversation, we're going to get answers to all that. But first of all, let's start. What brings you to Ghana, Cornelia?
Well, in fact, I've been coming to Ghana now for the last, I think, 3 years. And I think it's been over 10 times. And I've been in this wonderful, wonderful country with the great people. That's what's made me addicted, I would say, to coming back to Ghana, plus also the fantastic weather. But we started in the year 2013 to collaborate with the GTUC, so the Ghana Technology University College here in Accra, of which then the president, Osei Asare, is also a chief in a region, in the Ashanti region. I hope I pronounced this correctly. Asante Akim district, something like that.
Yeah, Asante Akim.
I'm still learning.
Yeah.
And basically through all the visits back and forth then, we thought that it would be a good idea to bring our municipality, our district, together with the district of which the president of the GTUC is the chief of as well then, so he has many jobs, I think also like yourself, exactly, and that we bring these two regions together to see how we can collaborate in certain areas of business which have similarities. So for example, we decided to focus because of the nature of these two districts in certain areas like agriculture, renewable energy, education, obviously something that's obviously very, very close to my heart then, and waste management. So it was essentially the concept of bringing together these two districts and exploring the opportunities, the business opportunities, the international networking opportunities, then learning from one another as well then, and putting that together in the first German Ghanaian, or I should say Ghanaian German forum then, business forum in this region then.
Language barrier?
No, we speak fluent Ghanaian. No, we're still learning then. But no, generally,
No, so, I know normally if you're going to do a German course, you have a year to learn German before you go ahead to do the course.
Yes,
so.
No. You see, we're pretty much unique in our MBA program as well. So the MBA International Trade, of which I represent, then, in that this is 100% in English. So the Germans are pretty good at exporting, and with that, the export language and the international business language is obviously English as well. Then, and as you can probably hear from my accent as well, I'm not a true German. There is a little bit of a mix of a Brit there as well.
But you speak fluent German.
Yes, with a little bit of an accent. Because Germans, I think a lot of Ghanaians probably speak German better than I do then, because you seem to be very linguistically inclined here, definitely then. No, but our course is 100% in English, and the Germans are very talented as well then. A lot of them speak very good English as well. So also with the forum that we just had a couple of days ago, in fact yesterday, we also used the common language English as well, which I very much appreciate.
Doc, let me stay with you. I mean, you're doing really big subjects. I mean, renewable energy, agric, international trade, and is it waste management?
Yes.
I mean, that's like
that's kind of ambitious, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I think we're ambitious. I think we're ambitious then. Something as well then that, as you may have, or as I've said previously as well, it's the first forum. We do hope that that this concept of bringing regions together, bringing Germany and Ghana together, learning from one another, experiencing, exchanging, that we can continue this in the future. And these are, as I said, clusters that we have developed well in the district here, of which Mr. Bauer is the chief administrative officer, and we see that these are things which are obviously on the agenda in Ghana as well. Something that we've come to appreciate in the last couple of days is the need for waste management systems, sustainable agriculture, education obviously being the basis of everything.
Have you tailored this course for the partnership, or that's a course you do and you just
no, exactly. This course, the MBA International Trade, this has been around for a number of years then. In fact, the MBA International Trade was established in 1998 and was one of the first German MBAs, so German university MBAs that were on offer, and it's been around and in some renewed forms as well then, but the actual course is the one thing, and that's been around and is around then for a long period of time then, but the forum is a special thing which has grown independently out of this as well then.
Oh, Marcus. Now, Marcus, in Ghana you be called honorable. All DCs are honorable, so that's our white honorable on our show this evening. Marcus, how does your structure? Obviously, you've come to support because the university is in your province. You've come to give it that support. Let me find. What has the response been like?
First, I will say thank you for your Akwaba. My Ghanaian language isn't fluent. Akwaba is very good, and I will say thank you for this. What can I do for the university, and what can we do together? This is important for me, and for me this is important. Why we learn together, and we can build a bridge between education, between business, and between the cultures, and this is very important. We can go outside from Germany and we can help maybe, and when we can do some things in the future.
Okay, now with our chief district officers here, now they get state funding, and then also they are responsible to generate internal funds. So will this be like your district being innovative? Say, look, let's go out there, get international students, because we educate them, they bring money, and it's a way of developing your district.
Yeah. Okay. My district is a big district. We have 200,000 people live there.
Okay.
And we earn money from Saxonia-Anhalt every year, and we receive money from the municipalities. And our budget we have 380 million euro per year, and this is my money who can take for business development.
Your year runs from what month to what month? April to April?
No,
January to December?
January to December.
There's December.
This is the year who can need the money and build the money, the district. When we support education, then we have the primary school, secondary school, and our next project is youth work, and waste management is very important.
I see. Now, this 380 million from the municipality is the Salt Lake, yeah? Salt
You
Lake.
can say
Yeah. Salt Lake District. Are you allowed to raise your own funds, like create businesses that bring you more revenue, or you're not allowed to?
Yes, bring a lot of revenue.
Internally generated revenue?
I can say this, yeah? Yes.
You're allowed to do internal, because I'm just saying that because your budget is 380 million.
Yes.
That's your budget. So let's say this year, could you, Salt Lake, say, look, we're setting up a hotel, Salt Lake Hotel, and then the money that comes in is for the district, or?
This isn't our business. Our business is administration, support, and we support business plans and develop the business, not pay for the business. This is only alone the business development. And then we can receive money maybe from Saxony-Anhalt, maybe from Germany, and this contract we plan together.
Good. Is the university for the district, or is it private?
No, it's a state university.
It's a state university.
So Germany is made up of 16 states, federal states.
Okay.
And with that then, so basically my big boss is the Ministry of Education in Saxony-Anhalt, so the federal state of which Salzlandkreis, SLK, belongs to, and this is generally also the university structure in Germany is that we have a lot of public universities, publicly funded universities, and very few private universities there.
I see.
So,
well, I want to talk about renewable energy. I mean, that's a passionate area for me. And I know the Germans are doing a lot of solar.
We don't have a lot of sun, but yeah, we do a lot of solar.
So that's what I want to talk about. So how are you doing solar with that limited amount of sunshine?
Through efficiency. I mean, you're asking a non-engineer now, and knowing my husband is watching, he's probably thinking, oh no, don't ask her about technological things. But I will try my best. I think basically from the whole development of what I've been able to pick up on, in fact, our university does have, we have 3 different locations of 6,500 students, and in one of the locational areas, we also have solar energy as a bachelor degree. Okay. And this is also going to be introduced to the GTUC as well then in the next coming months as well.
We have a lot of solar here.
Yes, exactly. You see, well, that's one of the synergies as well. We have the know-how, you have the sun, so let's get it together. Yeah. I said that my concept of what I've been able to pick up as a non-engineer is the fact that the efficiency of these solar panels has become so incredible that even the lack of sun that we have, the very fact that there's daylight and there is sun there under the clouds or whatever, means that we do have the possibilities to generate enough solar energy. I think Germany's had a very, very ambitious plan, which they're also fulfilling as well. So they're on track with the plan regarding renewable energy and the alternative forms of energy as well, then, one being solar.
Marcus, has your district got any budget to say, look, this percentage should be renewable energy? Do you have a specific budget like that, or target, if I may say?
No. We have only our business only for the administration. Our business is support this, and we can the business development, and we can show where's the place who can build this solar park or the machines for the wind, and all these things can we support, and we can't buy for this.
No, not buy. I mean, do you have a policy to say maybe 30% of our energy should be renewable, or 20%?
Yes, we have.
You have a quota.
Yes.
Okay. What's the quota?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Sorry.
but
Next time when I will come here, I will prepare them.
Okay, but at least there's a quota to say, look, a
Yes.
certain percentage should be renewable energy.
For the next years, Germany supports this with a little bit tax, and I'm seeing this end in 2020, and then it's finished.
Yes.
And I'm thinking this is a small problem then in Germany. The companies earn enough money then.
Okay. Now, I mean, basically with this, your collaboration, I mean, how would you contribute? How would you contribute to, bringing these two countries together, i.e., Germany and Ghana?
I think we already do. I think we have a good starting point then through education, through building the bridges, through getting to know the people here as well then. I think up until then, I think from both sides, Ghana was yet somewhere in West Africa, but not knowing the potential of the country, not knowing the characteristics of the country has for us, I think, definitely been an eye-opener. So from a university district point of view then, and I think also that the fact that we have now been able to install our MBA here at the GTUC has made, especially obviously those students who are studying currently on the MBA, and hopefully in the future as well, a large amount of potential students then aware of Germany as well then. And the fact that there is a mutual exchange, whether it be face-to-face or whether it be through Skype, through those possibilities then, that we're able, even if it's just at a level, first of all, educational level, then possibly business level then, getting to know one another. Because I think that's the best platform really for business as well then. Knowing one another, communicating with one another, finding out, learning from one another as well then in different fields like waste management or agriculture. And I think it's a step-by-step continual process that we hope to go on for the next the next decades.
I'm going to be a waste management and then we come back to international trade.
Okay.
Which is very good.
Now, 200,000 people. So how are you managing waste for 200,000 people?
This is it's a long way. We start maybe 100 years before with this. This is the biggest challenge also in Germany, whereas everybody in Germany has to pay for their waste.
Okay.
This is it's only a Gesetz.
Law?
Law. It's only a law, and I think this is very important. Where the problem I see this here in Ghana, the countryside need the money for their daily life, and could not afford it. Where this is a very complex topic, and in Germany, this is normal. Now it's normal. We pay €80 per year, and this is a normal price. Every year, family pay for one house, and we receive the money, and we support then the waste management by new cars, organizations, the boxes. We have yellow boxes, blue boxes, black boxes, and new is a brown box. Brown is only for food and waste food.
Yeah, biodegradable.
And we have a lot of boxes, and in my house we have 4 colors boxes.
And each day for each box, or do you do different collections?
Sorry, but this is also something that I've experienced with my international students. They are always amazed at the complexity of waste management in Germany. We have a lot of students here on the MBA program full-time in Germany then, from all over the place. So we've got something like over 20 countries then currently. And they said the first thing, I think they need a week, not of training for university, but what goes into which of these waste bins then, because it is so sophisticated. Whether it be plastic, well no, yellow, I think it's a plastic one, yes. and the aluminium and the tins and stuff like that. Then we've got blue, I've got to think of my hours at home as well. Blue is for the paper. Oh, okay, we put it together like a puzzle.
We have a plan on our fridge. We have a plan, and every week we look on the fridge. What is now to bring a box outside?
Yeah.
So on the collection day, so like you have like maybe Monday for biodegradable, Tuesday for paper, Wednesday for
and
bottle?
this is done a year in advance. So really basically at the end of 1 year you will get for the next year a plan through the post box, and the evening before, the Germans are very good at this, the diligence of the evening before, it's carted out then, put together, and then at 6:30 in the morning or whatever, the waste people will come pick it up then, and it's all done for you then. But it really is a science of its own, I think. Then. But as it highly sophisticated, works extremely well. As it always completely amazes the international students. They say, it's incredible. It's incredible. They find it actually quite extraordinarily fun as well then. And if you don't put it in the right bag or right box, then you get into trouble with your neighbours.
Oh dear, oh dear. But how much are you recycling? The garbage, how much are you recycling?
I don't know how much.
But it's maximised, I would say. I'd say we're probably very, very efficient there.
Okay, because I presume, some of it will come back as paper bags and some will come as bottles.
Yes.
Rather than
bottles,
and stuff like that.
Recycle this. Only I have a company in my district recycling this material and takes this for build for the. I don't know.
For cement accessories, then extra.
Cement accessories inside in cement for strong.
So they shred it and then they recycle it then, and it's used in buildings for cement accessories then. So so it's
included. This is very good and isn't expensive, and it's very good and good for our nation.
You haven't reached, because like with us, we're almost reaching a breaking point with waste management now, because we don't recycle too much. So everything just has to go to the dump site. With your district, I mean, are you still on managing, or your breaking point? Because I know waste management is a trouble, it's hell all over. I mean, what are some of the challenges for you, if any?
I don't know. I know in Ghana we have a break point now. We visited yesterday a big management company here.
Zumla.
It's very, very interesting and very important for us because we see that you see in the future. I think the very important point is to take the people here and bring together and say what you like to do, and this is very important here. And my district, I don't know. I think we are on a finished. Every time we start new and wie kann man sagen, reflektieren?
Reflect.
We reflect our system, and in the last 10 years we have changed a lot of the system, and it's now in the last 20 years is Germany very, very clean.
Okay.
But I think it's a point that we were discussing yesterday as well then, because we became aware of the issues of waste management through the last couple of days then. So visiting Zoom Lion, also in the forum, the discussion platforms there as well then. And I think we appreciate that Ghana is really eager to continue or to develop a concept for the next couple of years as well regarding waste management. And I thought it was actually quite impressive yesterday, a young gentleman standing up asking a question and saying he wants in the next 30 years, he wants a clean Ghana. That's what he strives for. That's what he dreams about, a clean Ghana. And I think, that got us discussing as well then, thinking, well, okay, Germany really is, and this is also coming from Britain, myself then, an observation, Germany is incredibly clean. The question is, how does it work? One thing I think is really the question of incentive systems. I mean, simple things like refunding. So, we collect bottles. Some people do it as a hobby because you get cash for it. So you hand it in and then you get the refunding then. So I think something like that is a concept. And we've seen it work in other countries as well. My experience in China has shown as well how they cleaned up the country before the Olympic Games in Beijing then. And I think another thing as well then is the fact there's a lot of peer pressure. So if you throw something down, you know, in the public streets or whatever, then people will say, pick it up, you know, young and old and stuff like that. And I think that's a kind of like a social responsibility as well then. And I think, you know, as I said, it was quite impressive to hear from that young gentleman. He wants a clean Ghana. And I think there are concepts there which can hopefully work in the future as well then.
I'm going to take a break here, and when I come back, I want to find out what their biggest insights has been so far. But I want, by the time the show ends, you and I would have at least gotten a diploma in international trade. So don't move. Okay, thank you very much for staying, and I'm sure you by now know how, at least you know how waste management works in Salt Lake in Germany. I told you, now we're going to get our diploma in international trade. So I'm going straight to our professor friend to find out, first of all, when we say international trade, what's international trade? Just selling to a different country?
Indeed, it is. Indeed, that would be the first point in your diploma or MBA, even better, masters then. Exactly, bilateral trade. Okay. So outside of your domestic environment, selling what you've got and selling it to the world, best of all then, with a good risk diversification. That was the short answer for a professor.
But as simple as it may sound, globalization will make this very complex.
Definitely, definitely. And we're not going up the tax and customs and all those issues, but even, I mean, it starts with the cultural differences as well. So what may go as in one country may not be something that's acceptable in another country. Looking at the marketing, looking at the finance, looking at the accounting. And I shall continue.
And the laws?
Yes, the laws definitely as well then. So I mean, basically what also we do in the MBA as well, we look at the whole value chain and we look at it from a business point of view. So yes, economics, because a lot of international trade is also termed with economics as well then. But we say, well, look, we're looking for business people who are not only looking at the domestic environment, but want to and need to perhaps also, because the market is saturated, there's not enough money in the home market, to export their products then to a wider popularity then, or a wider population then. So we look at the whole value chain from a business perspective then, and hopefully prepare young up-and-coming business people then for the challenges of the international environment then, which are indeed large.
I must say, you know, unfair aggregates makes it challenging from this side of the world, because by the time I produce this bottle, yes, you could probably produce 10 of the same bottles, you know, on the other side, ship it here, yes, and still works out cheaper. Yes. So, I mean, is there any, how does it work? Is there a fair balance?
There is always a future. I think the idea and the biggest, well, the most important concept is finding niches or finding areas of specialization, which Ghana has, and shouldn't be shy to put on the international platform and say, here we are. So not necessarily compete where, as you said, certain things in certain areas are already highly efficient in other countries, but to find niches and find areas of specialization that they can then bring to the people in an international environment then.
So you find a product, brand it, and then, look, this is what we have.
Yes, yes. And I think something we did last year as well then with the students is look at exactly that we said, okay, if we were looking at the Ghanaian market and we're looking at the German market, what is something that we can, with the expertise of the Ghanaian students here, place in a German market, which would be something different, something special, something that people want, something need, or they may not be aware of then. And there is a potential, and we saw some very creative business concepts as well then, that may hopefully then be put into practice as well then.
Let me stay with you, and be unfair. So do you then have to go, so sometimes you need to create the market, yes, for your product?
Yes, yes, absolutely. I think Ghana is in a good position as well then, because Ghana has, for the Germans, has a good image. So it's something that is positively placed and positioned, but not well known enough. And I think that's something that perhaps even the branding of Ghana and making the Ghanaian brand more popular nationally, internationally particularly. I think there's a potential there as well then, because as I said, it's a good starting point then, but first of all, we need to place the Ghanaian market perhaps in the European context as well then.
Now, obviously, this is the first MBA, first to come to Ghana.
First German, exactly. First German.
First German.
Yeah.
First
We're
German.
pioneers, definitely. Yeah.
There must be some importance about it. I mean, it looks like, and I can tell from the passion, I mean, that's your baby. What is it that makes you so passionate, that makes this your baby?
Because it's so special, because it's the first. With the British background I have, I've seen that the British universities are here in the Ghanaian market and have been here for a number of years, then offering their degrees to the local market. But it was the first time that the German, and in fact it was through an agency, the DCG, that we worked together with in our state of Saxony-Anhalt, that I was approached. So we've been in the Asian, the Germans and the Chinese not only export an awful lot, but also in the educational market are very active. But looking for a new market, looking for something also to bring a certain amount of diversity into the MBA that I look after. Asians, fantastic, but Africa was missing on the map then, and it said it was through basically a coincidence between the DCG, so the company here then, and also the GTUC and the president of Osei Asare, that we then became aware of the Ghanaian market. And we said, okay, let's go for it. Let's try it. Let's put a 2-year trial on it, see how things develop. And we're still here, as you can see.
If I did a course here,
yes,
how do I get my certificate? I mean, who accredits the school?
Good question. Absolutely, I think that's a question that a lot of our potential or graduates or students or interested people come to us and say, well, how does it work then? Technically, the students are enrolled at our university in Germany, and also at the university here, the GTUC. So they have this dual, so to say, dual status, and they are undertaking the course as it is in Germany over a slightly different run, obviously because he's a full-time executive MBA, so they're all working during the day and spending their little free time that they have then on the weekends then in lectures, and then at the end of the day, when they fulfill their requirements, then they are graduated from our university, which is fully accredited, internationally accredited.
Do you have to fly over for the ceremony, or you can do everything
can always,
here?
exactly. That's an option we have as well then. So we say, because it's something we've seen with a certain amount of popularity, that the students may wish to come over to our graduation ceremony and see the university, see the atmosphere, meet also our chief district officer in his own kingdom, so to say then. But also there is a possibility then of the graduation ceremony, obviously here at this university then, so our cooperating partner then, where quite often I will then fly over and shake hands, bring the certificates over from Germany as well then, and so there are both options then.
Okay, that's good.
So we are truly flexible, I would say.
I'm going to go do a bit of politics.
Yes,
and
okay,
then
then back to the education.
And then
Yeah?
I come back to education. Now with us, the DCEs, as we call them here, they are not elected. They are nominated by whichever party is in government. Nominate, one person, say you head this district, you head that district. So every chief district officer in Ghana sort of belongs to the ruling party. Is it the same as in Germany?
In Germany, we was elected. We have here the mayor in the municipalities, all 7 years elected, and district officer also elected all 7 years from the people in the district.
I see. I see. And do you run independent, or you run with attached to a particular party?
Das habe ich jetzt nicht.
Independently or with a party?
I mean, you're a political figurehead.
Yeah.
So I mean, are you attached to a political party, or you just? Oh,
you have a political party.
Ah, okay.
I'm in the SPD.
Okay.
And another parties we have to.
I see.
Also.
I see. We've been arguing that we find that if you elect a DCE, it's better because then you have to basically prove your worth, rather than if you're just nominated and plunked there, then your allegiance is just to whoever inclined to do that. I presume it's effective all over because you are more accountable to your people.
This is very important. All people can say when the 7 years finished, can say, "Oh, show me please what you have to do, what you has, and now for the future." And this is all election is very, very important for the political man.
Now, how I was speaking,
and for the region also.
I was speaking to a mayor in London. Now, they have a similar, just like you, they get a budget. Obviously, at one time, their budget had to be slashed, because of recession and everything. But they couldn't touch education. Education, you go and whether you cut policemen, whether you stopped hospitals, whatever you did within your municipality was your own business. You could not touch education. How do you place education in Salt Lake?
It's a very important place, education. It's the first place in our budget, primary and secondary school, and support kindergarten and youth management, youth work is very important in Germany. The problem is we don't never have enough money. It's also the problem in Germany.
International problem.
We are not alone.
Yeah, exactly.
You are not
This
alone.
is Germany, man. We are not alone.
It's also our problem is we are responsible for road safety.
Marcus, let me just interject. Let me just announce this number because I'm sure there's somebody at home who wants to ask a question. Right? 0560 800 000. 0560 800 000. Maybe you want to, get a degree or
I was about to
get
say,
a master's.
diploma and MBA, masters.
Yeah, I'm getting my diploma, but you may want a whole MBA. So send your questions in so I may ask your questions for you. Whether it's something political, you want to know how Germany works, or how to get your degree, send your questions. 0560 800 000, yeah? And I'll ask the question for you. Sorry.
No problem.
For that rude interjection, but I think we're talking about how important education is in your district.
Education start in a kindergarten in Germany. A kindergarten start with 1 year old. The children go inside in kindergarten, and then next part is school. With 7 years starts the children there, and then this is a basic for all business in Germany.
Wow! Any place.
Yesterday I was in a school here in Ghana, in Padrensa, was very interested for me. I spoke with a teacher there and with the children. I was happy and the children was also happy. It was very interested for me.
Well, that's good. And then we come
very friendly. The children are very, very friendly.
Yeah, I think we are very hospitable people.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That's why I enjoy coming back so often.
We are very hospitable people, and Doc can attest to that. So far, how many have you graduated? How many batches? Have you graduated any yet?
Yes, definitely. And I hope they're watching as well. So they might be asking some questions then.
Can I have my questions, please?
Yeah, exactly.
Can I have my questions, please?
We have over 40.
Okay.
So within the meantime then, over 40, and in fact tomorrow evening we will also be having an alumni graduation ceremony as well then here at one of the international hotels then. And as I said, it's something as well that because it's a relatively small, we've also said, this is always the case in Germany as well, we are not a mass producer of master students then. It's more quality rather than quantity then. So the groups are actually only like 25 per. So also tomorrow and on the weekend I will be lecturing as well. Then perhaps everybody's interested. Perhaps they might be interested in coming by then as well. So I'll be at the GTUC then, and there the group is also 27 students then. Okay. So it's a small group, but that's a brilliant side about it because there is so much interactivity, so many diverse backgrounds. We have people, graduates then from banking, from media, from logistics, from tourism, and that makes it very special as well then with that kind of a background.
One question I was asking was, anti-dumping laws in the in the face of free market. How does it?
Well, I would pass that. If my dear dean and economist was here, then I would say that is definitely an economic question. I'm a business person then, but I would say. There are examples where it's worked. The dumping. I mean, at the moment, this is an interesting discussion. In fact, you've opened a can of worms there. I mean, you might want to close it very quickly. Thinking of the Brexit, Great Britain and the European Union at the moment, that we've seen that a lot of steel producers or steel workers are out on the streets now in Brussels because they've now discovered that the Chinese are dumping their steel on the world market and are now calling to the European Union to protect them a little bit as well then. So yes, it happens. I don't think it's a healthy development. But the question of intervention is an economic or a political question as well then. Too much intervention in a market then, too little intervention. We could be here till midnight discussing that one. But that's a continuation of the next time when I come over then.
I know. And now I want to look at the complexity of some of these German companies' setups.
Oh yes, yeah.
And how he managed to hold with all these strings attached, floated on the world market, owned by government.
Yes.
And private sector.
Yeah. I mean, that would be another session till midnight as well then. But Germany, and this is something as well that the students, when they're on this course as well then, one of the leading markets internationally, the German market, that they get an insight into the complexity of this market. They get an insight into the complexity of the market, which is not just run. The German market is not just dominated by the DAX companies, the blue chip companies, the BMWs, the Lufthansas, the VWs of the world, but is also very middle-sized orientated as well then. So we have a very strong, and this is something as well, perhaps, hopefully this concept will develop in Ghana as well, because that leaves a very healthy business environment, because we know as well that big blue chip companies, they can come, they can go, they can get taken over by foreign investors, unfriendly takeovers or whatever. But generally we see the middle-sized companies, which are generally also family-owned companies, have a certain amount of sustainability, a certain amount of stability for an economy as well. And that could be one of the reasons why Germany came out of the economic recession, 2008, and the second recession as well, relatively unbruised, relatively then.
Let me take a break here. When I come back, I'll be catching up with your questions. Don't move. Well, thank you very much, and your questions is coming in, so I'll be asking your questions from you. So I asked this one and then I asked mine before they answer yours. You didn't put your name down though. It says, how many years MBA and how much does it cost? So I'll keep that, but let me go to Marcus. Marcus, I mean, you've been to Ghana, you've been around, you've met me. What prospect would you, business-wise or developing for the future, what would you suggest for Ghana?
I have a very good feeling in Ghana. All people very good friend, very friendly, very happy, and very good welcoming. And I think that you have a very good nature here, and I think this is a good business idea for the future. You can build a new business, tourism. You invite many people of the world to Ghana, and you can walk around city in the nature. You can build a bicycle or bike race. All things we was today in a national park. It's very, very good. I think you need a little bit more marketing, and this is a topic for the future. I hope I can help, or we can help. We have very good students here in Ghana, and you take the students and build a new business plan.
Salt Lake is going to twin with Edumasa, so Edumasa is going to have a twin with Salt Lake in
We have
Germany.
to shake hands on that. We close the deal here with pleasure.
My name is Brefu Tony, a fresh graduate from Accra Poly. I pursued purchasing and supply and now doing my service at the Fijasi Government Hospital in Ashanti. I'm really enjoying the show, and I want to know from Prof whether there's something I can do to help in their project. Thank you. Good evening. And,
Perfect. But both questions now you want me to answer then. Thank you very much for the questions, and super. I'm glad that somebody else is watching as well, not just my husband. And perhaps the first question, I think, was the question of how long and how much, which I can understand completely. Because as I said, the world is business and money makes the world go round, and you want to obviously know what is this going to cost you. First of all, the point here, our part-time MBA, executive MBA. So as I said, on the weekends from Friday to Sunday, it's a hard time, but it's 12 months. So, I mean, it's foreseeable because we understand as well there are lots of commitments, work commitments, family commitments and things like that. So the students have a 12-month program, of which that is also including the dissertation that they have to write as well then. And the students have, I think we have a 98% graduation within this period of time so far here in Ghana as well then. So we can see the proof of the pudding is that it happens. The cost is £4,000. And as I said, this may sound a lot, obviously then, but the idea and the concept is really you're investing in your future, investing in education, something that cannot be taken away from you, and you're also ending up with a dual internationally accepted MBA, then accredited from Germany, excellent reputation, and also obviously from Ghana as well then. And perhaps, if I may answer the second question, unless you got a third one for me as well then, the question here, thank you very much, then the gentleman who had, I think it was a gentleman.
Yeah, I want to know how you could do to help.
From value chain, that sounds very, very interesting. Shame, I think he's in the Ashanti region, that he can't be over in Accra tomorrow for the lectures, otherwise I would have welcomed him personally as well. But not to worry at all then, I will be back in Ashanti, but in the meantime, what we've also discovered as well then is obviously we need a model, an MBA which is flexible for potential students. So we've been very active in the development of a distance learning MBA. So I believe this is also the first MBA here in West Africa which would be offered distance, so everything online, so to say then, and that will be starting from the 1st of May. So he hasn't got long to wait, and in fact I think the marketing will start in the next couple of weeks as well, so please, my call would then be watch out for the GTUC and our marketing campaign then, and we would be delighted to welcome him and his friends then for the first online distance MBA as well then.
PM Express, this one starts with, that's a strange one. PM Express. Nana, please Nana, I am a final year technology student at the UEWK. Please help me get Prof. Dr. Scott's number because I am deeply interested in the German technology education and I would want to be educated further there. Want to study their dual system of education. Please, Samuel Osei Asare. So get online. Yeah, get online. Everything is online.
Absolutely, then exactly through the Hochschule Anhalt, so University of Applied Sciences, on the website, and then you will find the MBA, and then from then on, exactly happy to answer the questions. Then definitely.
Nana, is it true that the sister is German? She is wonderful, like the project she has in heart. This is from Godwin.
Oh, thank you. Greetings too.
So you got two fans. You got husband and you got Godwin. You got two fans now. You got husband and you have Godwin.
Thank you, Godwin. Thank you. Hope to see you on the MBA soon.
We need more foreign investors to create more jobs in Ghana to curb youth unemployment.
Yes. Which is, I think, a big issue as well then, absolutely. And that's part of our mission as well then, that we've seen, and this is something before we came over, we have been in dialogue with the Minister of Economics in our federal state of Saxony-Anhalt, who's also very eager to bring the business potentials together. So Germany, our federal state, Saxony-Anhalt, and also Ghana as well then, and to explore the opportunities.
Entry requirements?
For the MBA now, the entry requirements would be 1 year working experience, and I know that the Ghanaians do national service, so that is in fact counted towards. So that they can also start, in fact, when they're doing their national service, in starting doing their MBA, so that then when they're finished, they're also finished with the MBA. We've had, in fact, one case there of a very talented young lady, Mildred, who may be watching as well, who did exactly the same then, very successfully.
Do you run PhD programs for your exchange arrangement? What's the time duration? Do you award scholarships. This is Peter Sakwa in Sunyani.
Hello, Peter. We do. The interesting thing is, we're in very strong contact with the German ambassador here in Ghana, who has been very, very helpful and very supportive to our mission as well. Then, and there is the DAAD, which offers scholarships and sponsorships for study abroad, study in Germany, and so this would be something that Peter should follow up then. Plus the fact that we ourselves, as a University of Applied Sciences, which is similar to a polytechnic from a system, don't offer PhD programs ourselves, but we cooperate with other universities that do offer PhDs as well. And the normal program there is once again part-time and full-time, and part-time is approximately 4 to 5 years, and full-time would be 3 years then. But as I said, perhaps also those are things that can be followed up also on the website as well then. But definitely, if interested, go to the DAAD of the German ambassador or embassy here in Accra. Extremely helpful, great people.
This is Gideon Alex Ampuma. I'm so sorry. Program is very interesting. I just turned on the TV. May I ask what master's program they are offering?
Oh, yes, definitely. Repetition again. I'll hold it up. I would send it over to you, Gideon. It's an MBA in International Trade. So internationally recognized, 100% in English, MBA International Trade. And that's the master's that you should be coming to.
Nana, please, can they be specific on a Kumasi lecture? I'm really interested because I am I'm doing marketing with I'm a marketing with computing graduate, currently into construction. I find a lot of their course suiting.
Yes.
I am interested in the lecture because I'm sure it will entail a bit of career guidance.
Definitely. So basically the whole curriculum.
Yeah, but do you have a lecture coming up in Kumasi or something?
Not that I know of, but it could be. But it could be something that.
Please be specific. Be specific on a Kumasi lecture. No, I think the lecture is in Accra.
Exactly, the lectures are in Accra. Exactly, the GTUC.
Okay.
And we've just come down from Kumasi then, so that was this afternoon then. But no, I don't think there are any plans there. The lecture, no, that's project management. I'm not too sure about considering or being there for the whole time then, but definitely between breaks or whatever, then open to answer questions as well then, should there be any interest there. And as I said, the curriculum can also be seen online as well then. So the courses, the different parts of the actual course then.
Let me go to Marcus and let me first of all congratulate you for throwing your weight and support behind the school. Look, you're going out there to Ghana to market us. I'll come along with you. I think it's honorable, if I may say.
Thank you.
Yeah. Will every sector get that opportunity, or mainly education?
Kann ich jetzt kurz mal helfen? For me, I don't understand. No, habe ich nicht verstanden.
I mean, if let's say a Greek company in your district was going to Nigeria, somewhere else, to solicit for business, would you go with them to throw your support, or is it more you support more the education? I mean, you favor more the education than the other sectors?
Maybe. Now, my job is to build a bridge between our cultures.
Okay.
Cultures to Africa, to Ghana. Maybe a new job is I take my experience from Ghana to Germany, and I will speak about my experience here in Ghana, and I help to understand another culture. And I think this is very important in the next years to a bridge between all cultures in Africa, Asia, Europe, because we have a big problem now in our world, and we build our world together. This is, for me, it's my job, and I hope we have enough Erfolg. Success. Sorry.
All right.
This is very, very important.
Let me divert. I'm going to divert and then come back. I mean, you have any refugees, Syrian refugees in your district, or they haven't come there?
Yes, we have. I see isn't a problem. This is a new situation, and we have enough, a lot of jobs now. I think we take this new situation and we educate, we teach the new people, and maybe I hope the people can go to back in her home, and I think there's a family, and the family isn't in Germany. The family is in Ghana, maybe in Sudan, maybe in South Africa. I think this is bring together all family.
Good, good, good. So finally, what do you have for us? And I'm giving you the last word.
Oh!
Das war ein schwieriges Thema.
Having the last word could be difficult for me then.
Das war ein schwieriges Thema zum
There would be
Schluss.
other people who would disagree with that. I would say thank you so much, Ghana, for letting us be here and letting us explore the opportunities and hopefully building that bridge that, that Marcus Bauer spoke about between the cultures, and we look forward to the continuation. And being back on your program, hopefully, next year at the latest.
Definitely, when I'm graduating too, as a
yes,
you know,
keep that promise.
I've gotten my diploma now, so I'm getting my MPA then. But as I always say, well, Monday we're back to do this all over again. And if anybody missed this, tell them that tomorrow, Saturday at noon, it will be repeated, so you can get all the information that you need to advance yourself. So don't miss it. Thank you very much.
Thank
Maybe
you.
next
Thank you
time
very
with
much.
us.
Yes.
In Germany. Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen, guys.